Okay, so we have a big breaking news coming out. Please share this video. Today is April 6th, 2025, and welcome to the Real GS News channel. Guys, before I start, give this video a big thumbs up, and once again, thank you so much for your support. It says here, Persia deploys, look at this, electronic warfare system in Persian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz to disrupt the sleeping giant stealth aircraft. Alright, so we talked about this. This area is called the Bermuda Triangle 2.0. Alright, so everything that goes in this region, GPS will be gone, the radar system, everything will be like all messed up. I want to show you something really quick here. So it's a bad connection, everything just not gonna be good. So you see the picture on the right. Alright, so that's a GPS jam going on. So it seems like Persia found a way to block the sleeping giant spy planes. And they are using some kind of equipment. Now they call it this reason, the Bermuda Triangle 2.0. So Persia has recently begun actively using electronic warfare system. Now, the sleeping giant C-17A Globemaster military transport aircraft was experiencing difficulty landing to deliver supplies to certain region due to severe GPS interference and jamming from Persia. It appeared to follow a very strange flight pattern after departing from Germany to Qatar and then returning to Germany. Wow. It had to return back. Persia is using some kind of equipment, and we're going to find out, guys. At the same time, there was an earthquake not too far from that region. A lot of people are saying that Persia is testing nuclear either underground or inside a mountain, which is causing the ground to shake. So we did talk about this last night, but we have a lot more updates. At the same time, guys, make sure you check out this video here. Persia on high alert. As Donald issues strikes warning, Persia warns Gulf states U.S. strike support will be seen as hostile act. So once again, Donald issues strikes warning, Persia warns Gulf states. Tensions are really high today, Sunday, April 6th. Alright guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the PayPal link and the Cash App link in the description box and also the comments box. I haven't forgotten about the Patreon. I truly apologize. My house, there was something that happened yesterday. The AC capacitor just died off. The fan is not blowing. And so it's really hot here in the state of Florida. You can see, guys, I'm sweating. The AC guy is coming today. Patreon might be late tonight, like maybe 10 or 11. I truly apologize, guys. There's always something going on, and ever since moving into this home, there's been a lot of things happening. The AC, the roof, and so many other stuff. And it's part of owning a home. So again, I truly apologize about all the delay when it comes to Patreon. So Persia deploys electronic warfare systems in Persia Gulf and Strait of Hormuz to disrupt the sleeping giant stealth aircraft. Tensions in the Mideast are intensifying as Persia has launched a concerted electronic warfare campaign across the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz, targeting sleeping giant military aircraft and maritime operation with aggressive GPS and communication jamming. Now, the move signals a growing willingness by Persia capital to confront sleeping giant forces not only through proxy engagements but also via direct technological confrontation in one of the most strategically vital regions of the world. I believe the bear is helping Persia. I believe Russia is helping the bear. excuse me, Russia is helping Iran. There you go. So, wow. That's like a big microwave right there. Man. That would literally give you a massive headache. That's like G5 stuff. Persia deploys military electronic warfare vehicle in the Persian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz, part of a broader effect by Persia to jam GPS and communication signals across the region. Truly apologize about some of these advertisements, guys. You see how they pop out of nowhere? Once again, jam GPS and communication signals across the region, challenging the Sleeping Giant surveillance aircraft and disrupting regional navigation system. According to the Sleeping Giant defense and intelligence officials, Persia has activated ground-based jamming system capable of interfering with satellite navigation and disrupting communication links between airborne platforms and command centers. This activity is already impacting the Sleeping Giant Air Force surveillance aircraft, including RC-135 Rivet Joint Signals Intelligence Planes, E-8C Joint Stars ground surveillance platforms, and MQ-9 Reaper drones, all of which rely heavily on uninterrupted GPS signals and secure data links to operate effectively in contested airspace. This is huge, guys. So you got MQ-9 Reaper is also being affected. You have again, you have planes, E-8C, Joint Stars. You have a lot of stuff out there that the U.S. are operating, aircraft, U.S. Air Force aircraft, surveillance aircraft, RC-135 Rivet, MQ-9 Reaper, E-8C Joint Star. I mean, all of them are being impacted. MQ-9 Reaper is like the biggest stuff we use. MQ-9 Reaper is basically unmanned drone that, just surveillance and stuff like that, spy plane stuff, and gives us heads up what's going on in Persia. And all that is being interrupted. All that is being interrupted. So it seems like all those equipments are seeing GPS jamming. Persia just closed the doors, basically. So sources familiar with regional military operation confirmed that several Sleeping Giant aircraft have recently reported degrading GPS functionality while conducting reconnaissance mission over the Gulf. In some cases, these disruptions have forced aircraft to switch to backup, navigation modes or alter flights patterns to avoid compromised airspace. The jamming is also affecting aircraft deployment to monitor Persian military movements. Wow. Including tracking potential ballistic launches or the positioning of a naval assist within the Persian forces navy. So all that has been blocked. So we had the capability to see their movements, where the missiles are heading, and all that type of stuff. Game over. So it seems like Persia has put a block to it. I wouldn't say it's an EMP. It's more like a barrier shield. So they put a shield over their airspace. They can't see, again, we can't see nothing now. So there's a shield that is blocking the GPS jamming and all that type of stuff that's causing all this. Over the past over the past 2 decades, Persia has steadily expanded its electronic warfare capability through both foreign acquisition and domestic innovation, positioning itself as a regional leader in this increasingly critical domain. Once again, Persian Republic, truly apologize about some of these advertisements. I truly apologize, guys. I truly apologize. Persia, once again, has developed a range of EW systems capable of jamming radar, communication links, GPS signals, and satellite navigation used by enemy forces. Systems such as I'm going to skip that name, are believed to provide ground-based jamming and signal interception, while mobile platform mounted on trucks or aircraft extend Persia's ability to project electronic disruption over larger areas. I believe, like I said, I believe that the bear's helping them. This is some very powerful equipment that is being used. You know how the Sleeping Giant is always spying? That's what it is. The Sleeping Giant had MQ9 Reapers and all that spying on countries. No more. No more. So Persia has put a block to it. Persia has also claimed to possess radar spoofing and cyber electronic fusion technology aimed at deceiving or disabling enemy surveillance platforms. Much of this development had been driven by Persia defense industries, including organizations like the Persia Electronic Industries and the IRGC's own research units, which have sought to overcome international sanctions by reverse engineering captured Western system and integrating them into indigenous designs. Now, these advances have allowed Persia to challenge technologically superior adversaries through asymmetric means. Give me a second here. Making electronic warfare a central pillar of its defenses and deterrence strategy. This escalation in electronic warfare coincides with a broader spike in regional hostilities. Since March 15, 2025, US forces have launched a sustained... I actually apologize, guys. I'm trying to read the article at the same time, removing the advertisement. Seems like today's Sunday advertisement. On March 15, U.S. forces have launched a sustained military campaign against the Houthi militants in Yemen, employing precision airstrike and missile strike, including the deployment of B-2A Spirit stealth bombers to target high-value sites linked to missile launches and drone activity. These groups in Yemen, backed and armed by Persia, have intensified their own strikes or commercial shipping in the Red Sea, using anti-ship ballistic equipments and unmanned aerial drones to disrupt maritime traffic and challenge Sleeping Giant-led naval patrol. I'm in shock that Yemen doesn't have those type of equipments to blind those MQ-9 Reapers. That would help Yemen a lot. That would help them a lot. I truly apologize about some of these advertisements. This is the first time reading this news article. This is a whole new source here. I'm not too familiar with this one. I usually go with like RT or like Turner and other news article, Reuters. But this one here, this is a whole new one. And they got a lot of advertisements. So I'm reading and removing the advertisement at the same time. Persia electronic strike appear designed not only to shield its proxy forces from the Sleeping Giant retaliation, but also to assert dominance in the electromagnetic domain across a region where control of the skies and seas is essential for both strategic mobility and economic stability. The jamming operations are centered around critical transit points, particularly the Strait of Hormuz, through which more than 20% of the world's oil supply flows daily. Now, disrupting GPS signals in this area raises significant safety risk for both military and civilian vessels, with the potential for navigation failures, collision, or miscommunications in congested waters. The U.S. military is actively monitoring and assessing the evolving warning, with a focus on protecting its aircraft and restoring freedom of operation in the affected areas. Electronic warfare experts are reportedly deploying countermeasures such as directional antennas and signal encryption upgrades and frequency hopping technologies to mitigate the impact of jamming and spoofing. This is not the first time Persia has used electronic warfare to challenge Sleeping Giant air superiority. In 2011, Persia claimed to have used signal manipulation to capture a Sleeping Giant RQ-170 Sentinel stealth drone. More recently, Sleeping Giant Navy vessels and drones have experienced intermittent GPS interference during freedom of navigation operation near Persians controlled maritime zones. These tactics form part of a broader Persian strategy of asymmetric warfare, seeking to exploit vulnerabilities in high-tech Western systems using relatively low-cost, domestically developed tools. All right, so Persia has been dealing with this type of stuff for many years. They know how the Sleeping Giant operates, and Sleeping Giant operates with a lot of drones. Persia found a way to kind of block them drones, and I do believe the bear is really helping them when it comes to blocking those GPS and navigation and all that. The latest round of jamming raises the stakes in an already volatile environment with military flashpoints in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen intertwined with geopolitical maneuvering by Persia, the Sleeping Giant, and their allies. As the electromagnetic spectrum becomes a new front line of confrontation, the risk of miscalculation or unintended escalation continues to grow, especially in the airspace and waters shared by multiple international forces. DC's next move will likely aim to reinforce its aerial surveillance and navigation resilience while signaling to Persia that aggressive interference will not go unanswered. All right, so once again, very important news here. Persia deploys electronic warfare system in Persian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz to disrupt Sleeping Giant aircraft. And boy, oh boy, it is working. That is crazy because it was supposed to land here. But that plane is totally confused. It's just all that zigzag going on. They were supposed to land here. Somewhere in this region, if I'm not mistaken, I think here in Qatar. But that plane just so confused. You see that? You see that? Wow. Man, it had to go back to Germany. You were right there. Wow. That's crazy. So look, it's coming from Germany, right? And it's heading towards Qatar. All right, so it's supposed to head to Qatar, so it's passing all these countries. All right, so it's passing Europe and going straight towards like Turkey, and it's passing Turkey, heading towards like kind of skip Aleppo, man. Then it's heading towards like Kuwait and all those other countries, Iraq, and from there it's just heading towards the Persian Gulf. That plane is going cuckoo right now. All right, so now it's heading towards the Persian Gulf, and right here, boom! It got lost. Oh my, my, my. Wow. Told him, you better go back. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. So once again, it was a US C-17A Globe Master military transport aircraft was experiencing difficulty landing to deliver supplies to, again, they were there, Qatar. They were right there, right in front of it. Due to severe GPS interference and jamming from Persia, It was so bad it appeared to follow a very strange flight pattern after departing from Germany to Qatar and then returning to Germany. Told him, you better go back home. Persia is not playing around. They got those very powerful system, and they calling it the Bermuda Triangle 2.0. Man, this is not looking good, guys. Tensions are really high when it comes to these biblical wars. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please share the video. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.